welcome to the vlog. Now I present to you Charles Finch, the greatest villain expert. Hello guys, like she said, welcome back to the channel, and I'm going to present the 45th villain, and his name is Mulgarath. Right. So, remember him? If not, Google it. Right. So, Mulgarath is a gigantic evil ogre who appears in as the primary antagonist in the Spiderwick Chronicles, based on the best-selling book series of the same name by Holly Black and Tony DiTerlizzi. His goal throughout the series was to steal Arthur Spiderwick's field guide to gain control over his power. Right. So, Mulgarath is the main antagonist of the series despite only appearing in the 4th and 5th books. He is first mentioned in the 4th when the dwarf Lord Cortain states that Mulgarath, the ogre, is gathering an army of goblins. In the 4th book, he tricks the dwarves into stealing the field guide and making weapons for his army, saying that when he rules the earth, he will remake it in gold, silver, copper, and iron. Playing on the dwarves' love of metal, he also uses his shape-shifting powers to assume the form of Simon and steal the field guide, which the dwarves failed to do. Jared, Simon, and Mallory see Mulgarath at the climax of the book and watch him and his goblin army collect their weapons from the dwarves, declaring that he has no further use for the dwarves. Mulgarath orders the goblins to kill them. Jared, Simon, and Mallory watch in horror as the dwarves are viciously murdered. In the last book of the series, the Grace children learn that Mulgarath has sent his minions to ransack their house and kidnap their mother. Together with Brian the Griffin, Thumbletack the Brownie, and Hogsqueal the Hobgoblin, they journey to Mulgarath's palace of corrugated iron in the junkyard, where they discover that he is breeding an army of dragons with which he plans to conquer the world. Simon remorsefully kills the baby dragons, salamanders, as Brian battles the mother. They then infiltrate the palace and find their parents held captive in the tower. Their father proves to be Mulgarath in disguise, and he grabs Simon and Mallory. Jared, remembering that Arthur told him that ogres think a lot of themselves and like to talk, keeps Mulgarath talking while Thumbletack attempts to tie a chain around the ogre's ankle. Mulgarath notices and kicks Thumbletack across the room. Enraged at nearly being tricked, the ogre throws Simon and Mallory out of the window, but they grab onto chains and hang on for their lives. So, Jared stabs Mulgarath in the foot with Mallory's sword and knocks him out of the window. The murderous ogre transforms into a dragon and attempts to climb up one of the chains back to the balcony, but Jared cuts through the chain as Mulgarath falls towards the pit. However, he transforms again, this time into a swallow's bird. No, a swallow bird, sorry. He flies out of the pit and is about to summon his army of goblins when Hogsqueal suddenly arrives and bites off the bird's head. So, and this was in the 2008 movie, which was a long time ago. Great movie, though. Mulgarath is slightly different in the movie. In the book, Mulgarath is regal and dresses in the tattered remains of clothes from a bygone era. In the film, he has no clothes and some branches and weeds. Also in the book, he usually relies on his great intelligence to battle his enemies. The immense strength he possesses. At the end of the film, Mulgarath chases Jared around the house all the way to the roof. With no other option, Jared tosses the field guide high into the air. Mulgarath transforms into his raven form, grabs the book and flies away. Or so you thought. However, as Mulgarath flies away, Hogsqueal, who had been hiding in a tree, grabs the evil ogre and eats him before he has time to transform again. Yeah, because Hogsqueal eats birds, and Mulgarath just shapeshift into a bird, or raven, as you like, because hobgoblins, the birds. So the type of villain he is a monstrous ogre, so yeah. Not like Shrek. Shrek's a hero and Mulgarath's a villain. So, that's it. And this is one of the catchphrases I remembered from his villainous quotes. Give me the book.